Butcher shops sell meat products. What is the name of a shop that sells cheese and ice cream? I'm a native English speaker in the US. Recently I visited the place where my local university processes dairy into various cheeses and ice cream. These are sold in a small store shop on campus. Is there a term for such a place? I thought of dairy shop, but that sounds odd for some reason, and I don't recall hearing it before, despite the similar butcher shop and ice cream shop being obvious and common to my ears. Examples: for quality steaks and special cuts of meat, visit a butcher shop. For quality ice cream and special cheeses, visit a _______.
The closest suggestion I can think of is creamery. Creamery, technically a manufacturing plant that processes cream, but can be used to describe a retail outlet. Example: consider also. Dairy, New Zealand English, is a convenience store. Sells milk, ice cream, newspapers, cigarettes, etc. Can you go to the dairy to pick up some milk? Delicatessen, often shortened to deli, is a shop selling delicacies, including fine cheeses, and less commonly ice cream, and also meats, salads, olives, etc.
I've heard such a place called simply a dairy. According to the freedictionary.com, dairy, N1. A commercial establishment for processing or selling milk and milk products.
If cheese is the predominant product, consider cheesemonger, a person who sells cheese, butter, and other dairy products. This is chiefly brie. Caveat: sometimes cheesemongers, in Britain and Ireland at least, use fancy French names like La Creamery or La Fromagerie. Example usage from oxforddictionaries.com. From specialist cheesemongers to butchers, bakers, and fishmongers, we want to know about the smaller food retailers that provide the best produce.
A facility such as you describe used to grace the campus of the University of Vermont. For the geographically distant, Vermont is a small dairy-producing state in the northeastern US. It is the home of US Senator Bernie Sanders. The store was called the Oven Dairy Bar. From the university website. Generations of Catamounts have sweet memories of the Oven Dairy Bar, a hopping campus institution that dished out ice cream and other dairy provisions in Carrigan Hall for 45 years, from 1950 to 1995. Those who frequented the establishment as students will recognize a familiar face in Mary Dion, who served up countless cones and casual conversation at the dairy bar counter for over 20 years. Not long after the closure of its public outfit, Carrigan helped to aid the advance of another Vermont ice cream institution when Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield of Ben and Amp Jerry's made use of the test kitchen while they were in between facilities for a year. This URL. The term dairy shop seems uncommon, perhaps because ice cream e.g., Ben and Jerry's, and cheeses e.g., Cabot, are not commonly sold together in specialty emporia. Nice idea, though.
"50 years ago there were many shops in the US selling primarily milk, with ice cream and perhaps cheese being secondary offerings. One of these shops would have been referred to as a dairy, even though the same term was used for an agricultural business which milked cows, or as a dairy store. These have largely vanished, and the few that remain have likely been relabeled creamery. About the same time that the dairies were disappearing, so were the ice cream parlors, although, except in tourist areas, these were rarely standalone businesses to begin with but operated inside a drugstore or 10-cent store or some such. These parlors did not generally serve packaged ice cream but rather cones, shakes, sundaes, etc. Starting about 50 years ago, various ice cream-focused shops began popping up, variously called ice cream shops, ice cream bars, and a few others. These generally split the business between selling cones/shakes/sundaes and selling packaged ice cream, and often they branched out into burgers, etc. There are still the soft-serve remnants of these, such as Dairy Queen, but most of those serving regular ice cream have passed away or converted to regular restaurants. These days, in the US, the vast majority of packaged dairy products sold in supermarkets, along with other groceries, meats, vegetables, etc. What the rare standalone dairy store would call itself is anyone's guess. It would no doubt be some catchy name.
Enjoy your body.